Yo, it's the 1509 podcast. The name of KT.
It's your boy GualaMeetsWorld.
Welcome to episode 86. I think, episode 86. We got so many, you start to lose count sometimes.
Yeah.
For real. We have another special guest in here, Houston, Texas-based entrepreneur, owner of the Impeccable Beauty, you know what I'm saying? The makeup artist club, you know what I'm saying? Got Nicole Swanson in here. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Swanson in the building.
All that.
All that. So you from Houston originally, or?
Yeah, I'm a native of Houston. I grew up here. Majority of my family is here, Louisiana area. But yeah, this is my city. I love it here.
For sure. What side of the city you came up in?
I grew up on the south side of Houston, more southeast. Anywhere from South Union, Sunnyside, all of that. That's me.
They say South Side Holden.
Yeah, I can't relate to the North Side. I'm sorry, y'all.
That's what's up. All right, we got the intro out of the way. Let's go and get to these shots. Whatever you sipping, you know what I'm saying?
Sipping wine.
Sipping that wine.
You know something about this right here? You from Houston, but when you see...
Is that moonshine?
Hey!
I'm shined up.
Hey.
I gotta put that drop in the... He on that shine, and I'm on something crazy too.
Alizé.
Ooh-wee.
You took it back. That's some old school stuff right there.
That's that thug passion.
I wasn't old enough back then, but I'm old enough now.
That's probably way beyond your time right there.
I'm old enough. We're gonna get into the age and stuff too if you want to take it there. we might be the same age.
We might be. Take a wild guess.
I'm gonna guess and say you my age.
What's
28. 28.
I'm 30.
30.
Oh, I was gonna be closer. I was gonna say no older than 31.
Yeah, I'm 30.
You know what I'm saying? You look your season and you know what I'm saying? It's just a certain maturity come about you when you hit 30. You know,
you still a 90s baby, so hey.
Yeah, I am right on the mark. 90.
You just made it. You just made it up in there. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get into some trivia, you know what I'm saying? Okay. My trivia question for you, since you from Houston and shit, what was NRG Stadium called before it was called NRG Stadium?
It was Reliance.
Oh, okay.
That's the easy one. I grew up with it being Reliant.
Yeah, I just wanted to see where your head was at with that. I just remember that because they had a Super Bowl out there back in the day and shit.
Yeah.
That's a Super Bowl. That's a Super Bowl with the Janet Jackson thing, I think.
But, with the little nip slip thing.
Yeah.
And Justin Timberlake.
Trying to have somebody naked by the end of that song. You feel?
Already. All right, so got trivia out the way. So, you're a Houston entrepreneur out here. You got the Impeccable Beauty. What is that in your own words?
Impeccable Beauty makeup artistry. I started around 2014. Honestly, that was kind of like a hobby. Kind of got started as a hobby, and so when we originally launched that brand, it was really Impeccable Faces. And then somewhere down the line, I decided that, hey, I don't really think that I want to keep this face focus for its artistry. I may, branch out and have products and have all these things going on in beauty with this brand. So Impeccable Beauty came along with that. How we got Impeccable, though, is I would go out all the time, and there would be this one person that I would always run into. And she would always be like, every time I see you, you look so impeccable. And then the word just stuck with me. And I was just like, you know what? That's my business right there, Impeccable Beauty. So that's how we got that.
For sure.
Impeccable out here.
Impeccable.
You saying you had that makeup looking impeccable out here.
she be on fleek, as they would say, on fleek.
Nobody says that anymore. Let's let that one go. We're gonna retire that one.
So you started doing it yourself. You learned just from practicing on yourself, or you went on YouTube or something and got some
Yeah, how I got into the whole industry as a whole. Well, hair was my thing before I started doing makeup anyway. I was into braiding and braid styles. But around 2013, I hired a makeup artist actually to do my makeup for a photo shoot. And it was the most negative experience I had from a professional, like who was servicing me. She was rude, she was late, she was not that great. And back then, you're talking about in 2013, makeup artistry wasn't like it is now. It was hard for a Black woman to find anybody to do their makeup great, who could really match our tones, who can really send us out here looking like something without looking like a mess. And so it was already very slim pickings. And then for me to get an artist who was very rude, unprofessional, showed up late, like didn't respect anybody's time, it made me feel like I don't want to go through this again. I want to learn how to do this shit myself so that when I have other shoots coming up and other things coming up, that I can kind of master my own look. And that's how it started. I got online every day. I had a Facebook group. I was talking to everyday women who wanted to do the same thing that I wanted to do, just learn how to do basics. I didn't really think about turning this into a brand until I just started getting customers out of nowhere. Like they just started asking me. And I just kind of created a community around that. Women who started to trust me, trust my opinion, trust how I look going out, and they wanted my same look. I first started branding myself to have like these super colorful, fun, Instagrammable looks. And then I changed it up a bit. I was like, you know what? I like the women on the red carpets and I like the women in TV and film. And so I think this type of clientele that I want to service. So most of my clients that come to me now, that's what they want to look like. They want soft glam makeup. They want to look photo ready. They want to go out and look presentable. So that's how we got started.
Facts. So before starting and just like building the brand, you talked about like how the times were when you started. Was it any fears that you had to overcome before you started?
Oh, definitely. I had all kind of fear. Fear kept me, and I always tell people this when I talk about my journey. Fear kept me 5 years behind of where I was supposed to be to begin with. When you allow fear to really come in and take over what it is that you're destined to do, you will never go anywhere. You'll be stuck for a long time. But it was more so fear of judgment, like what are people going to think about me if I fail, fear of being unsure of myself, and really and truly that's the biggest one. Like you have to be sure of yourself, because if you ain't sure of yourself, nobody else is going to be sure of you and nobody else is going to believe in you. But I think that's the first fear that I got over, the fear of me not being very sure of myself. And once I conquered that, it was like nobody could tell me anything. I will also tell people, like, once you become very acquainted with fear, their relationship with fear will no longer bother you along your journey. You know what I'm saying? Like once you start to embrace the fact that fear is inevitable, like you're going to fail no matter what, then it's easier to kind of like get beyond those boundaries of fear. So that kind of helped me out.
Facts.
So you say in the beginning, you went through a couple of failures, and you kind of got over that, and you where you are today. You know what I'm saying?
Those failures taught me a lot about what it takes to really be an entrepreneur. Because at first, I didn't consider myself an entrepreneur. I just considered myself a person who started a brand that was a hobby. It turned into something, and I didn't really know if I was going to do it long term. I kind of already knew that I was destined to be like a business owner, and I'd say a multi-business owner, because I had so many ideas in my mind, but I was so clueless. I had no business experience, no one around me who was doing what I wanted to do. I had no real idols or mentors, like nobody. Like everything I've learned from this point forward, I have learned through trial and error and just getting it out the mud, doing it on my own, grinding and teaching myself. That knowledge is what sets you apart. I tell anybody, if you can educate yourself, you can do any goddamn thing. Okay, education is key, because man, I used to think like, how are these people getting this and how they're doing this? They're educating themselves. They're teaching themselves how to do things. They're aligning themselves with people who are already where they are. Like they're just grinding it out. So I had to learn it the hard way. I made so many mistakes, man. Money wise, I spent so much money that did not have to be, but I spent so much money. I had some bad investments. I literally just fumbled a whole lot of plays, honestly, but it was because of my lack of knowledge. But once I learned to educate myself, it was like I was a whole different person.
Already.
Facts, man. We always say that like research is a big part of it, man. You definitely dropping some gems, and I feel like some of the stuff you're saying because I kind of dealt with some of that. You know what I'm saying, from the fears and overcoming it, and just doing your research and like learning. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, embody yourself, be a student of the game.
gotta be all the time.
Facts.
Yeah, you gotta be a student. Even if you damn feel like people are learning from you, you still can be a student of your craft out here.
Yep.
For real, for real.
Yeah.
Like Guala said, it's straight facts out here.
Like even today, like I was on the phone earlier with someone that I consider is going to be my mentor or is mentoring me. But along the lines, I'm mentoring women right now in the MUA Club. You know, that's what I do there. I mentor other artists so that they can turn their business from being hobbyists into full-fledged profitable beauty brands. And so while I'm teaching them, I'm still learning. You know, it's like you never know everything. You're always you're never too good to soak up some more knowledge and anything that's going to consistently elevate you and put you on a higher platform, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
The MUAClub.com. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know what
That's
I'm
me.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Go to the MUAClub.com and this is what you will see. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Mentorship, like she said. You know what I'm saying? Networking, beauty events, updates on exclusive sales, brand giveaways,
Become a
monthly
member.
quality tutorials. You know, and more.
Quality. Okay, let's go heavy on the quality.
Yeah, monthly quality
Yes,
tutorials.
quality. I say quality because I want people to understand that while it's so easy and free and accessible to go to your YouTube, and I was also a YouTube person that would go, I still use YouTube to this day. I think there's dope people on YouTube who give very great advice and easy to follow routines. But I think when you're in a professional world and you're trying to learn how to do things from a professional standpoint, that's when it's time to get off of YouTube and really start investing in your brand, putting that quality behind it. Because some of y'all don't even realize that the practices and everything that y'all are learning off YouTube be so wrong. It sets you back. And then what you
Yeah.
have to end up doing in the long run is going to go spend money and learn how to undo what you learn to do the wrong way. So,
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
so I say heavy on quality, you know.
Yeah, quality over quantity.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Before we get into the next part of the questions, let me go ahead and shout out Spa Danny LLC. Between now and February 14th, you know what I'm saying? You get $10 off any 90-minute session with the
Yeah.
code 1409. You know what I'm saying? Go to SpaDannyExperience.com and get you that Spa Danny experience because it is an experience.
Spot it.
Yeah, man. Go ahead and get them massages. Y'all know Valentine's Day coming up. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and type in that code 1409. Get that massage for your better half, for your Valentine now. Go ahead and book that.
Mm-hmm. Already.
Hey,
So
the massages feel good. I had one. Tell you that
All
right now.
massages feel good. I'm telling you, relax.
Oh,
Go
man.
relax, people.
I was in that chair like this. Man. For real.
already. All right. So was there anyone that helped you along the way, Miss Nicole?
Yeah, a lot of people helped me along the way. I definitely didn't do it all by myself, but I'm gonna say the most important people to me that helped me was honestly my close knit tribe of my close friend, my other best friend, Jason, April. They know who they are. All those people were like my tribe to begin with, like to really support me and push me. They were the people who was just telling me to not give up half the time. I felt like I wanted to quit. Also, the Business Besties, there's a group here called Business Besties Houston chapter. And I learned a lot of business information in that group just by mingling with other business women and really just being an asset to them by providing resources that I have, them giving me resources that they have, us going to networking events, throwing networking opportunities for other women. It was just amazing. But It was so many women, I can't even name it. It's a whole tribe of women who has helped me along my way.
Facts. Since you talking about it, I know we had this question like later on down the line, but you were saying some important pieces about mentorship and networking. So like how important is it to have a mentor, somebody you can look up to, ask questions and learn from? And you know what I'm saying, how important it is to be in some type of network, you know what I'm saying, whether you're trying to build that network or just being a part of a network. How important are those two things?
I think it's super important. It needs to be at the top of your list if you're really serious about growing a business. It doesn't necessarily have to be a mentor per se, or that person does not even have to know that they're your mentor. Sometimes, like, people don't even know they're my mentors. I be online watching them and I just be following them and they don't even know they're mentoring me. But it's just a matter of putting yourself in a group or a situation or a community, whether that's online or in person, where your mindset could be, changed and elevated, and you can grow to really think about your future and what it is that you want out of life. One, because I always tell people, if you don't work on your mindset personally first, 9 times out of 10, entrepreneurship is going to eat you up. That's just the basis of that. Because if you don't have an airtight mental personally, and you're dealing with a bunch of shit personally, you 9 times out of 10 is not going to survive entrepreneurship, because it's not easy. You're going to be thrown a whole bunch of curveballs. You're going to hit a whole bunch of brick walls, and if you're not really prepared for that mentally, you're going to fall.
Facts.
Yeah, you got to expect the unexpected around here.
You really do.
Mhm.
It ain't for the
Yeah,
weak.
keep a positive frame of mind. Yeah, keep a positive frame of mind. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be strong willed for sure. Like already. So, what are some of the important factors to make sure that your business had or has a solid foundation?
For me, it is having quality systems in place. If you are a person who is working yourself to the bone all day long in your business, you never have a break. You feel like if you crumble, your business is going to crumble. Then that's mistake number one. Putting systems in place in your business that will help you consistently thrive even when you're down is key. Automation, anything that you can automate where you don't have to have your hand in something, anything that you can hand off and delegate to somebody else to take care of, do that. No matter the cost, no matter the budget, do it, because you will thank yourself in the long run when it's something that come up and you can't physically do it, and you have those systems in place for yourself. Your business can still run, it can still thrive. And so I think that for me, that is what helped me along the way, realizing that I need to be able to relinquish control and delegate and give people the opportunity to work with me in my business so that I can continue to, one, have a great health, mental health, physical health, and two, have a little free time for myself every now and then. And even if I need to sit down, if I'm sick, my business can still operate.
Facts. So what was your journey like for you learning and knowing your worth? You know what I'm saying? Knowing like you're worth what you're asking for.
This journey was long and depressing, honestly, because I am such a person who leads from my heart first, that everybody who tells me a story, like, I just feel so bad for them, and I just want to help them out. And any and everything that they tell me is just like, damn, what can I do to make this person's life easier? And so in the beginning of my journey, it was more so me focusing on what I can do for the client to make their pockets a little bit better, and I wasn't thinking about myself. And so I realized one day when I had to work a wedding, this is what jogged me. I had to work a wedding, and then I realized one day I was going through a bridal contract, and I was looking at all of the expenses and how me and my client were communicating and all of that. And I got to thinking about something. They wouldn't spend $1,500 on a wedding dress. They wouldn't pay a venue
They spent what?
$3,000. They went and paid a full service cash bar, and they want me to cut down on my price of of service that's almost less than $100 per face. I don't think so. So it was that realization for me
Yeah.
that had me saying I'm no longer going to allow people to tell me what it is that I'm worth based on their budget. So I had to really start to change up my clientele. I upped my prices. And here's what happened when I upped my prices. That clientele, they gave me so much hell, so many excuses, wanted all of my discounts and all that budget, they fell by the wayside. I no longer had to deal with them. They were no longer contacting me because I was out of their range of budget of what they can afford. The people who could afford me came to me, contacted me, asked me for a booking link, booked my services with no problems, and said, I will see you on our date. No problems. And so it's like knowing your worth will take that stress away from you when it comes to dealing with those difficult clients and clients that want, I always say the clients who want to pay you the least amount of money always demand the most from you. And that is true. I mean, I'm pretty sure you probably heard somebody else say that as well. But that's absolutely true. It's straight facts. Every client, when I had a lower budget booking, they demanded the world from me. And then when I went and raised my prices, my clients never asked me for a dime, for a thing, for nothing. They didn't ask me for anything. They just wanted me to show up on time, do my job, and be professional. And that's the least that I could do. So, yeah. I realized that around about the year 3 in my journey. Mm-hmm. And so if you're a person who can realize that within a year 1 of your journey, then hey, you will save yourself some headache.
A wise man once told me that's how you cut the riffraff out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's called cutting the riffraff out.
So how far have you traveled to do the makeup, or you like to remain in the area you're in now?
I will travel. I do destination weddings. And so as far as the furthest I've traveled is St. Lucia, which is one of my favorite places to go, by the way. Every time I'm in St. Lucia, I just love it. But that's the furthest I've traveled to do makeup. It's been multiple places here and there in the States and then Mexico. But, I always love when my brides go outside the country and get married because, I get to go outside the country too.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win. I'm working and I'll get to see, some scenery. So it's a win-win.
Business trips.
Yeah. Ain't no limit to where you would go. Like if you want them services, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anywhere in the world.
Yeah, as long as I'm safe, I'm going. And as long as I'm safe and you're gonna pay me for, all my fees or whatever to travel with you to work, I'm going. We don't even have to talk about it.
Already. So you travel as far. So you do weddings, you do like probably prom makeup. What I
don't really do prom makeup anymore. Okay, so my clientele these days are mostly professional women and other entrepreneurs. Because my business is concierge, this is how my business got to being concierge. I began to take on a lot of entrepreneurs, the women in business and corporate clients. And they were always doing something like in the city. And so it was just like, dang, I am paying like rent and I have an office space and all this stuff. But my clients always want me to come to them. And so I was like, I'm closing it down and I'm just going strictly concierge appointments. And so I started doing that. I started showing up at their hotels, their venues, their offices, whatever they needed. And they loved it because I was just like, they can call me really quick. I can show up really quick. I can get them made up for whatever they had going on. And I'm out the door. And so that's how I started. And then I started going around to like the lavish hotels in Houston. And I was like, hey, I own a concierge service. This is what I provide. This is what I do. This is my credentials. This is my site. Can you add me to your concierge list for your concierge desk? And so I built a lot of my clientele that way because they would just call me and be like, hey, Nicole, we have a guest in our hotel. Would you mind coming to our hotel and do this service? Yes. And so that's who I service primarily, just bridal and then other ladypreneurs is what I call them, and then corporate clients.
Okay. What would you say your favorite hotel is that perform those services in Houston?
I like the Post Oak Hotel. It's one of my favorites to perform those services. And I may be a little bit biased, but they treat me very, very nice there. So every time I go, it's like from the bellsmen, who are absolutely amazing, by the way. And I always say, if you could tip those bellsmen, look, tip them because they are so friendly. They're so nice. They're so helpful. But that's my favorite hotel to do these services at. The Post Oak Hotel is amazing. Their staff is so wonderful, and their guests is just so nice. So, yeah.
Man, I got a favorite hotel out there, too, the Intercontinental.
By the airport?
No, medical center area.
Medical center. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's.
So
But you
like
need to go to the Post Oak Hotel. You will love it.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, it's a little, bougie.
I'm a little bougie.
So when you booking like or getting booked at these hotels, do you have some kind of like partnership with them? Do they give you like a certain space to, or you just go to your clients' rooms to do your
So
services?
I would either go to the salon area because they have a beauty salon there, or I would go strictly to the clients, like whatever they prefer. Some clients like to be like very private and don't want you in their space, and that's fine too. But we can always utilize a salon. But for those who just feel like, they really want to be catered to, they're like, oh, you can come up to my room or whatever. So that's cool too.
Makeup room service, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, it's luxury. I keep telling people it's all about how you brand yourself and what you got going on, but it's definitely a luxury service.
Oh, really? I wouldn't expect nothing less from you but luxury. Nothing but the best from you. You know what I'm saying? So, did you have anybody doubting your potential success?
I don't know. I can't say that I know or care, honestly. They may have been doubting me, but it was definitely silently. It was not in my face. It was not to people who would, were in my circle. I guess I should say I shouldn't be naive to the fact that people may have been, preying on my downfall. As much as I do, I honestly just say to myself, I run with the same people that I've been running with since middle school. So I don't really get like into circles, even when I go out and I network, I say hi, I talk my stuff and I'm out. I don't even give people the opportunity to even, come on to me like that because people are weird, they'll be in your face 1 minute hyping you up and really they support you and you're all about what you got going on in business, and then they'll be putting some juju on you or something and just be preying on your downfall. Like I don't know. So I can't say that I know that there's people who doubted me. There may be, I'm sure that they are, but I just keep my head down and I just tunnel vision.
Already.
For sure. So, you know what I'm saying? Once you like built this brand and it just took off, what would you say like the biggest difference you saw for working for yourself, you know what I'm saying, and working in corporate America versus working in corporate America?
Yeah, my background is in law enforcement. Okay. I worked in law enforcement for 10 years before I quit my career and then started full time in entrepreneurship. And so, as I was working though, I was working part time for myself. What is most freeing and rewarding is the fact that I have my time. I can do with my time however I so please. I don't have to worry about, restraints on time and having somebody, over me, micromanaging me, and which was a big thing because I don't like to be told what to do. I'm just not that person. I don't do rules. I don't follow rules. I don't like being told what to do. And I'm very, very super creative. So I would come into work every day and I would want to revamp the systems that they have in place, rewrite the training manuals and shit. Like I was that chick at work. And so, and eventually they let me do it. I guess they feel like, hey, give it a job. But the difference is for me, like that freedom of time. That freedom of time is more important to me than anything because I can do whatever I want to do with my time, however I want to do it without anybody telling me how to spend it. And if you know anything about time, then you know that time is money. And so that let me know that I'm able to make as much money as I want to during the day by having the freedom of my time. The downside to this is you have to be super, and I do mean super, disciplined, okay? Yeah. You don't have no discipline, it's not gonna work. You're gonna you might as well just go back to work because even though you don't have anybody on your back telling you what to do, how to do it, and when to do it, you have to now be that person to tell yourself what to do, how to do it, and when to do it, and really discipline yourself to utilize your time in a great way in order for you to make the amount of money that you want to make. I fucked that up the first year of me being a solo entrepreneur, because I was just so happy to have so much time on my hand that I was just ripping and running the streets, doing what I wanted to do, messing off my time, not realizing my time is equal to my money. So you just you got to have the same mindset as if you were at work, as you had a corporate job with someone else. And you got to tell yourself, okay, for 8 hours out this day, minimally, I'm going to spend it working in or on my business. So I got that a little too late, but I got it.
Facts. They call that the psychology of play, right?
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Understanding how to like manage that time and like set yourself up for business, pleasure, leisure. You know what I'm saying? How to divide that time throughout the day, throughout the week.
Man, I'm thinking about it, how I made so many mistakes on that time thing. But that's all right. We got it together now, though.
But it's important though, because you learn from it though.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm saying. You gotta make them mistakes. Like, you know what I'm saying. We got this saying where we say the difference between a loser and a winner is a winner played until you won. So you know what I'm saying. The same thing. You gotta keep making mistakes to get to perfection. You know what I'm saying. You don't just start anything perfect.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying. You got to make a mistake, learn how to fix that mistake, and then you know what I'm saying. While you fixing that one, you might stumble across another mistake, but you just got to keep working and be diligent with it.
Yep. And when you recognize the mistake, correct it. Don't keep doing this shit. Like, nip it in the bud immediately.
Since you talk about time, you use like certain apps or things for people to book you. You're using like Booksy, or you just they going straight to your website or your phone number.
For makeup appointments, it's straight to my website or my booking site, which is all linked to my Instagram in my bio. For the MUA Club, it's straight website as well. I keep it straight simple. You can go to my website and find any and everything that you want to, from contact to sales to joining our programs to joining our club, which is free. Everything you can find or want to know about me is linked to websites one way or the other.
All right, so you teaching up and coming makeup artists your different techniques or whatever. You giving them tutorials out here.
So what we do with the MUA Club, it's a 3-tier club, and so we have our mentorship version of the club. We have our retail store, which is a store for artists to build or restock their makeup kits. And then we have our community aspect of the club, where we throw on networking events for artists to network with other artists, other business professionals, and also potential clientele. Before COVID, we was doing the thing. Okay, we was having fun with our networking mixers or whatever, and we plan on starting back in the spring, depending on how the climate here is with COVID. But yeah, it's a 3-tier club, and so with the mentorship aspect of it, it's for artists who are either brand new to their artistry or artists who are struggling in their artistry, don't really know how to turn their makeup hobby into a profitable business. Half of these artists don't have any type of business education or knowledge, and they have no clue of what it is like to run an actual business. Yeah. So I come in and I just get them to thinking more, I say less like an artist and more like a business professional, because half of them don't have structure. They're not registered with the state. They don't have their business fundamentals in order, first. And then going forward, they don't understand the idea of marketing and business development and branding concepts. They don't understand any of that. And so I come in as an artist working in the industry and showing them exactly how I did it so they can do it, pretty much.
Facts. So, I mean, you talked about some important, elements as far as like being or structuring the business. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything else you can think of like that business owners need to have to, and things that you had to learn, you know what I'm saying, to make sure your business has a solid foundation?
I mean, just going back all the way to the basics, just make sure that you have all of your business taken care of, from registering with your state to trademarking whatever it is that your brand really holds ownership of or want ownership of, from your brand, from your product brand names to your company names to your logos, like all of that, from your ideas. Make sure that you patent that stuff, because let me tell you, people will come along with more money than you, and you don't think that they care about your product until they actually get wind of how it is going to make them a lot of money, and they'll snatch it right up from under you. Okay. It's happened to me. So I'm telling y'all that it will happen. But in addition to that, make sure you have all your systems in place for your financials and stuff like that. Make sure you're keeping track of the money you're spending in business and the money you're making versus the money that you're taking out. Separate those expenses. Like, get you a business bank account. If you don't have one, well, you need to register your business first. Make sure you have your business registered. You make sure you have your EIN number. Make sure, and then take those credentials to the bank. Open up a business bank account and start separating your finances. During COVID, I did a funding series for the MUA Club, and that was me telling artists how they could stay paid during the COVID shutdown era that was going on here. And what I realized is a lot of them couldn't get the money that was obviously due to them because they didn't have basic things set up in their business for them to get the funding. And that's even outside of the SBA funding. I'm talking about private funding and grants and all these things that these people require you to have. And you've been working your business for 5-6 years and you have no clue that you have nothing to show that you've been working your business. So if you really truly want to, work on those funding aspects, you really have to get your stuff in order. I know that I can't say that enough because people come to me and they ask me like, how do you get this funding and that funding? And I've gotten a lot of funding for my businesses, in the past, but I can't help you if you haven't done the basics. And so, yes, I do teach people how to do the basics in the club, but it really helps if you can just like do that knowledge and that research like yourself and just really zone into teaching yourself about, the basics of business.
So how many members do you think you have in the MUA Club currently?
So the MUA Club has been open for a year and a half, and we have over 150 members in the club. And I have mentored 13 women since we have launched, and 7 of those women have had profitable brands going forward. So right now I am working with my mentor to bring you, well, it's not y'all, but to bring these girls and these women, I should say, these are grown women, but to bring them, a better system and a better teaching aspect so that when we launch again in the spring to start up the new mentorship program, that it's easy breezy going and it's very simple and easy to follow. And honestly, it'll cut down on the time frame in which they go through the program as well. So I'm excited about that one.
For sure. A couple of questions together. I know it's kind of, but you know what I'm saying? What would you say is the, ultimate vision of MUA and Impeccable Beauty? And I forgot the last question I wanted to ask. But...
Okay, I'm gonna answer the first one because I probably will forget the second one anyway. But so I'm gonna start with the MUA Club. The ultimate vision for the MUA Club is for us to launch our brick and mortar location. So inside the store, it's going to be like a multi-level store, just like the club is set up. So we'll have salon suites for artists to rent out and work in on a monthly or weekly basis, however they so choose. We'll have a retail space for them to still stock their kits so they can shop in the store as well. And then we'll have spaces set up for when people come in and they want to network and teach master classes and stuff like that. So that's the ultimate concept and the overall goal for, I want to say, the end of this year, so send me some good luck. But if not, then the very beginning of next year. But for that, and then for Impeccable Beauty, my goal is to build a team this year again, because I can't do it all by myself anymore. I want to build a team of artists to work under the brand and really put them on commission to go out and take on my bookings and whatever bookings they acquire within the brand as well. So that's my goal with Impeccable Beauty this year.
All right. So the last question that was tied into that one, why should people or women, whoever, why should they join the MUA Club and why should they book Miss Swanson for Impeccable Beauty?
You should join the MUA Club if you are looking for a community of artists who really get it, like for real. Artists who are about their business, they're very driven, ambitious, and focused on growth and development. Artists who really want to see themselves really transform overnight. That's what we do at the MUA Club. We're about building a community aspect first. And then teaching and really implementing that knowledge for you to grow and develop. And not only that, I've made a lot of friends that I would have necessarily made had I not been launched this club from all over. I'm talking about from Dubai. I'm talking about from Canada. Like, it's amazing women in this club. Not only that, we plan on giving very great opportunities to work like the makeup show and travel to New York and launch these trade show booths as well. And so we afford those women the opportunity to do that. You should work with Impeccable Beauty, me, if you want glamour that is very soft focused. You want photo ready TV film glamour. If you're the woman who want to step out and be very classy, you know, very sexy, but very soft, I'm that artist for you. I can make that happen for you.
Facts. I likes that. You out here doing your thing.
For sure.
How you feel about Clubhouse?
What you said?
How you feel about Clubhouse?
I like it. I mean, that's why I kind of like discovered you guys I discovered y'all from Clubhouse. And so when I was on there week 1, I was all in. Like, I soaked it up. I was just like, okay, it's taking a lot of my time. You know, I'm in here all goddamn day. I feel like, you know, I have no life, but I was in there all the time and I was learning a lot. I was giving a lot, and I feel like what it was doing its job. And then it began to be very overwhelming to me. I felt like, okay, I'm just tired of hearing people talk. You know, I'm tired of everybody saying the same thing these days now. Because I feel like people listen to Clubhouse rooms. They take the vernacular and everything of how people are speaking, and then they go into another Clubhouse room and they then start speaking like the other people that they was. You get me? Yeah. And so from that, I was just like, I don't really know about this. And so now when I go on and when I join, it's because somebody has linked that they're about to do a certain room that I'm interested in. And then that's when I go on and join. But beyond that, I'm not on it anymore as much as I used to. And I turned my notifications off because they were like...
Yeah, I had to cut them off too because it was all kind of... And I was following like generic people that they started you off with. I had to unfollow them because there was too much notifications. But there's this room called... this is room called Hello Houston on there. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Like, it's a lot of dope energy in there. A lot of entrepreneurship in there. They call H-Town the Hustle Town. So it's a lot of hustling going on in that room.
It's a lot.
Hello Houston. Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until, you know what I'm saying, until they shut it down. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I highly recommend that room. Like,
I think I did get pinged to that room before because I ended up meeting some people who said they were moving here. But I did find the room dope though. I did think that was a dope room.
Yeah, we had the Andy. Just ask Andy. She's running that room with Tristan Holmes. He goes by Go Hard or Go Homes on Instagram. Like, those two are curating that room. It's like a lot.
Yeah, I follow Andy. Andy's dope.
Yeah, so hell yeah.
Yeah, facts.
Definitely check that out. Don't let what you've experienced in Clubhouse previously discourage you. That room right there is dope. That's like the only one I be in.
I be having the phone like this, like, girl, get to the point. Like, like, come on, answer your. I can't stand when people, like, the whole room is going on and you hear these people dropping so much, dope stuff, and then it's like, you're gonna get on here, you really gonna ask this question? You're really gonna ask a question you can go and Google, like.
Yeah, some people just like be nervous.
Just, like, really take it away from the rooms. I'm like, okay, I don't really have time for this because these people, they're not serious. They're wasting people's time. They're on here. They could just Google simple stuff like this. And I think when you're in a room, especially when you're in a room with people who are like, some people that you wouldn't necessarily have access to or be inaccessible to you in any other way, capitalize off of that and ask the most in-depth shit that you can't find anywhere else. Like, that's how I feel.
Thanks.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it though. What ventures do you have planned for the future? Like the near future or the distant future?
I don't know if I want to say it out loud yet.
Oh, you don't have to.
You don't have to.
But
I must beat around the bush if you want to.
Yeah, I don't want to say it out loud. Say that I most definitely have other things coming up within this year that will definitely not be beauty related. It will be more so in the adult industry, and I don't want to speak on it yet, but I have big plans for that, and I'm super excited for that. So I'll be focusing my efforts on really growing that as soon as we get the MUA Club exactly where I want it to be, which I project it to be right within the next 4 to 6 months. And then I can start focusing my efforts on my third brand. So
I'm
Say
curious.
adult industry, girl. It sound like you about to make an OnlyFans. No, just
I mean, I definitely won't be making an OnlyFans in that way, but I do have an OnlyFans, but I just teach like other women how to do business. Honestly, it's nothing sexual, but in the future, you know, not saying it's going to be me, but I don't know, maybe people are going to be representing my adult brand in the future, but you know, you just got to stay tuned. It's definitely something that I'm excited about.
Hey.
Yeah, I know it's an adult industry out there in Houston a little bit, so then hey.
Yeah.
Hey man,
It's
Texas
a
got
lot.
every industry.
It's a lot of money in it. So if you ever have an opportunity to like develop an idea in the adult industry, you would definitely be great. Like honestly.
Yeah,
Sure.
already.
So you know what I'm saying? What advice, you know what I'm saying, would you have to give any inspiring like business owners, entrepreneurs, or anybody in your field of expertise?
I would say one, simply start. Because a lot of people are holding themselves back just because they're afraid of something. But honestly, when you make that first step and take that first leap, it's over with after that. It's just up from there. Two, I would say really don't be afraid to spend money, because those who spend the money and make the investment in themselves really are those who have the leg up and go further. Sometimes we can do as much as we can until we can't. And then if you allow the fact that you either don't have the money, don't have the budget to hold you back, then you will never really get where you want to be. So I would say start sacrificing some things so that you can actually make those moves the way you want to. A lot of us think we don't have the funds, when in reality, we do. We just have to start moving money around and making things a little bit different when it comes to our financial state. But definitely do that. For the entrepreneur who is already kind of like working and doing their thing, but still struggling, I would say go out and really find those people who can help you cross that bridge and go to the next level. Whatever that is, or whoever that is, do that. Put yourselves in rooms with people who are already where you are. Pick people's brains. Don't be afraid to pay people either, because listen, time is money, and nobody wants to be sitting around talking to you all day, every day for free.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be afraid to reach out to people and pay them either. But that's my advice.
Facts.
Words to live by. Words of wisdom, you know what I'm saying? From Miss Nicole Swanson herself. So how many interviews have you done? How many podcasts have you been on? If you could count it.
I can count it. I'm sorry.
it.
I'm just messing with y'all. No, but I haven't been on that many. This is my fifth podcast. But one podcast I was on regularly, like I was a weekly guest for a while, and so I would just show up once a week, and you know, it was like it was more so of like a gossip podcast though. So we would just like break down the week in the entertainment industry and talk about things that were going on, take calls from people, get their advice. People who were new in the music industry would send in their music, and then we would play them, and then, you know, ask people their opinions. I did that a little bit. You know, I was a guest one time, and then I guess they liked my conversation, and so they invited me back weekly until I couldn't do it anymore, and I got busy. But yeah, it's my fifth one.
Hey.
All right. So that one's still going on? The one you was
I don't know. I have to check in with them and see, because I know after COVID hit that we were no longer meeting. We used to meet at the little building down here where they have a podcast room. So I have to check with him and see if he still does that, because it's an actual up and coming artist who had the podcast.
okay.
Sure.
That's smart. Artists having podcasts is genius. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You get
Yeah, I just got that question answered on an interview today. You know what I'm saying? Like how did that correlate with the artistry? Like
Yeah,
should it help?
it definitely helps. And so I would tell any artists who have a podcast, just the same as I told him back then, you know, really utilizing the platform and engaging people to come on and give their opinions and open it up for, people to say yay or nay or whatever. And, sometimes people can be critical, and that's fine, because, that person or that artist have to understand that comes along with the territory. But
yeah.
But getting that raw feedback from people definitely is a plus. If people tell you your shit is whack, it's whack. That means you need to go back to the drawing board and do some more stuff. Like figure it out. And if they tell you it's dope, okay, so then you're on the right track. You're on a right lane. Keep creating, but you need that raw feedback in order for you to know exactly what it is that people want from you.
Yeah. All right. So you've been on 5 podcasts and you've been on 1409 podcast. So what's your favorite episode of 1409 podcast?
Okay, so in all fair honesty, I have not caught a full episode of 1409 podcast, and let me tell you why. I haven't had time. I haven't, but I did catch the last 3, and I caught Andy when she was on, and so I love Andy, but I do plan on catching more in the future now that I've gotten to know y'all a little bit and kind of gotten the dynamic of what it is that y'all doing. I will be checking for more in the future, but I gotta map out time because I just be on the go all damn day.
Hey, we got the audio shit available.
We got the audio while you riding and you on the go.
Yeah, that too, because I don't listen to music in the car. I just cut on I cut on other podcasts, or I cut on Clubhouse. Clubhouse had took over my radio for a long time. I would just drive and have Clubhouse playing and just listening, but or ride in silence. But I would tell people that too. People who are listening to music a lot these days, turn your radio off for a little bit and start listening to podcasts play that interest you, or start riding in silence and really meditating over your day before you go forward, because it is like a brain, it's like a brain opener. You just get your mind right and all of that. And I love music, but sometimes you need that free time to just think.
Yeah, audio books, all that shit.
All that. Run it up.
But yeah, you definitely got tuned in to some episodes. We had Andy on here twice actually, so you listened to her second appearance. She gonna have a third appearance too now, because now you know how it go.
Yeah, because Andy's dope. Andy be talking her shit. I like it.
Yeah, she got that energy.
Yeah,
I love Andy, man. Andy
and I like
energy.
It. I'm just like I was coming on here and I was like, okay, I hope I don't get on here and it's just like,
Yeah, we be with whatever the guest with.
Okay, so because I would get turned up on you quick. I be trying to be reserved and professional and stuff, but I would get turned up on you quick.
Yeah, we with whatever the guest with. We down feed off their energy. Your energy good, so goddamn, this is a good episode. You know what I'm saying?
Like
for sure. All right, who would you like to see on this podcast in the near future? It can be anybody. Like most famous motherfucker, you can damn say you want to. We'll make it happen.
I know so many people in business. It's ridiculous, but I'm gonna make 2 suggestions. Okay. The first one is gonna be these chicks. They just have this brand that they just launched. I think it's super dope. It's called Spice Picnics, and it's two owners, and they're amazing. And I think that they would be really great on the show. And then the second is going to be Makeup Snobs. Excuse me. But she's a lash artist here, and she has a lash brand, and she has a lot of amazing things coming up in business. And I always cheer for other people in the beauty industry to just go and win and be great. And so I think both of them would be great guests in the industry. But if you want to, I can plug anybody. I can always send people your way from the club and promoting scene to the beauty scene to the marketing scene. I've just been knowing people, but
put them in there.
Club promoting is a business too, so put
them in there.
Bring
them on.
Yeah,
I love all that shit. But as long as people are doing their thing in business, I'd be like, yeah, you got my support.
For sure. So you mentioned lashes shit. That's something I meant to ask you. So you don't do lashes at all. So you have a tag team thing going on. You had to make you the makeup art. So you recommend the lash person to them too?
So I would recommend my clients to a lash tech. I know a few, but I have a few that it's my preference. I would send them to massage therapists that I deal with. I would send them to nail techs that I know. I would send them to hairstylists I know. Even skin, I would send them to estheticians, even though I know I can definitely assess skin myself. Sometimes I just want to plug my friends because I know that they have a business and that's what their focus is, and it's
Everybody.
not my focus, right? So I would send them everywhere, like with everybody. I would show up to a bridal party with a whole team of people that have their own businesses going on and they working, and I'm just paying them by my fee because they got to build their brand. You know, we all got to build our brand, but you know, it is what it is.
Hey, that's dope.
Yeah. I'm glad I remember that shit. For real. Shit. Y'all ready for that question today?
You already know I got a good one for you.
Oh Lord.
Or not?
You said something in the beginning of the episode that stuck to me about not starting when you felt like you should have started.
Mhm.
And I connect with that because I feel the same way a lot with my music, me taking it serious. So the question of today is, if you could call yourself when you were 15 years old and have a 20-minute conversation, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself to leave. Okay. To leave the environment that I was in and find an environment that I can fully thrive in my creativity. Because at about 15 years old, I was still so focused on taking care of people. I've always been a nurturer, you know, I'm just a natural nurturer. And so even my childhood up into early adulthood, I was always that girl that was so focused on making sure everybody was right and everybody was taken care of. And I was just a nurturer. And so I allowed people to get into my creative space, mess up my mind, and really distract me and throw me off what it is that I could have thrived at the time. I could have been a 15-year-old makeup artist making bank, you know, especially back then when there was like no women of color in the area who could do the shit. But I wasn't focused. And so if I can call myself, you know, at 15, I would tell myself to leave and stay focused so I can just keep going.
Facts. I like that.
Yeah.
You feel like the industry is kind of saturated now in your area, or you feel like everybody
Definitely saturated. I feel like I don't really keep up with what's going on in the industry anymore. I used to be so obsessed with what is going on, trends, things that I needed to do, you know, to grasp people's attention. But I don't do it anymore, and here's why. I found myself keeping up with what's going on in the industry and that being a distraction. And it's like this. It was actually a mentor who said it to me. She said, you can't focus on what it is that you want to do if you're so concerned about what everybody else is doing.
Ooh.
Right. And so I was quiet after that. I'm usually not quiet. I always got a lot to say, you know, but I just sat my ass down and I reflected on that statement that she said to me, because I said, you know what, she's right. There's a lot of things that I have written in my little black book of ideas that I want to accomplish, but I am so focused on what I feel like the trend is right now and what everybody else is doing. And I'm trying to mimic that profile that I can't even thrive in my own lane, which is really at the moment I didn't realize, which is the lane that actually took me to a whole nother level. So it's like, I tell people all the time, don't fuck what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? Focus on what it is that you want to do, how you want to grow, and you'll find your originality on that path. And that originality is what's going to set you aside in an oversaturated market, because you got a whole lot to offer it, you know, in your brain to this industry, but you're doing the exact same thing that everybody else is doing. You're just blending in. You're not standing out.
Yeah.
So the industry is definitely oversaturated, but it is a matter of how you choose to brand yourself in this oversaturated industry and what do you have to offer. I would say makeup artists in Houston are very unreliable and very unprofessional. So any artists who come out the gate and they can offer, you know, the opposite, you already set yourself aside, because they don't show up to their bookings. They cancel last minute and they're rude as hell. They're snobby. They're very snobby because they feel like, you know, a lot of them don't run their brands like businesses. They run it like, I just need to make a quick book for this week, so I'm going to take on 3 clients, you know. And when you hire artists who run their business like that, they don't give a damn about the client. So the client experience is what takes the hit. And the clients don't realize that. I be saying, well, hey, y'all don't want when I didn't have, you know. I can't help you. But yeah, set yourself aside. Get your head down. Do what you do. Like whatever is original for you, do that. Don't worry about the trend. The trends, they fade, they come and go. But when people lock on to your originality and they can relate to something that is going on with you, they start to buy into you. And that's all you give a fuck about. Like the money. You want to be paid at the end of the day.
I feel what you said, but I want you to see it this way too. Like I said this on an interview I had. So, on the bread aisle, there's like X amount of brands of different bread and shit. So then
did you see I made a post about that right before I came on the show. About
today?
It's on my page. I made a post about it. And I was saying the post says differentiation is the only thing that's going to help you for when it comes to oversaturation. And so I made a post, and in my caption I talked about how many bread brands do you see on the shelf, how many soda brands do you see on the shelf, how many you see it?
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, I made that post, and I was telling people, like it doesn't matter how many you see. Each one of these brands have done something to attract the client in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And each one of these brands have set an appeal to a different client. Now, some of them are going a cheaper route. They're going to appeal to their client who's on a budget. Some of them are going to go to the client who wants quality. Some of them are going to go to the client, like for the bread, they're going to go to the client who wants convenience. Oh, they don't want crust on their bread. It's already cut out. So let me just put that out in the shelf. People buying crustless bread, like they appeal to a certain market. And so they don't give a damn about however many bread brands are on the shelf. They're appealing to whoever it is that they feel like is going to go straight to their product.
Yeah, in fact, so you can't always think it's oversaturated. You got some kind of way of your brand being unique, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So already.
You just got to find what that is for you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
All right. This or that.
Dang, KT, I wanted you to answer the question of the day. You ain't gonna answer. You
Ask
call
it
your
again.
50. You call your 15-year-old self 20-minute conversation. What you telling 15-year-old KT?
I'm gonna have to say keep doing what you're doing, because I might not be where I'm at right now if I made different moves. You know what I'm saying? I might not have went to this school. I might not dropped out of that school and went to another school and graduated. I might not have met this person or that person. You know what I'm saying? I might not have had this podcast. Yeah, so yeah.
Shout out FMU 2013.
Already. Yeah, that's my answer.
For sure. I'm feeling it.
All right, which direction you going with that shit?
Oh man, I would say if I call my 15-year-old self, just build off the connections that I made. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a lot of opportunities that I probably, could have made more out of just by the connections and just like the type of people that I was around. You know what I'm saying? And also like don't be like, like we get a thing where we feel like some people just our friend and they might not be good for you in certain aspects, but we want to hang on to them because, I'll tell myself like cut them relationships off early. You know what I'm saying? Just solely focus on building everything that you want. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what I would tell myself.
That's nice.
Be selfish a little bit with yourself, Guala. Basically what I would say.
All right, this or that. Makeup or lashes?
Makeup.
Makeup.
I feel like they go together, but makeup.
Yeah, I had to make it where you had to choose one. You know what I'm saying?
So would you like doing hair or makeup?
Makeup. Hair takes too long. I don't have time.
Oh, you pulling up over there. I see you now.
I was trying to do it on the cool.
Oh, you don't gotta do it on the cool on here. We
explicit
bold
over here.
Yeah, we explicit. We bold, boisterous, and blunt. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pour it with you. Let me pour some more of this good old.
I would pour up, but I done drunk everything I had in here that could be drank. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so doing makeup for weddings or for photo shoots? Which one you prefer?
Photo shoots.
Photo shoots.
Yes, even though weddings pay more, but it's just something about those photo shoots and getting those clients ready for the camera is just like amazing to me.
Look at Andy up in here. We're just talking about you, how great you are.
Look at it. Don't spoke you up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely photo shoots for me though.
All right, yeah. I fuck with the photo shoot. You know, I don't wear no makeup now for obvious reasons. But I like me a good photo shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead and get you a little good contour line on some of them photos.
Boy.
Get you a nice little contour line.
You're gonna get you some contoured abs. You know, they be doing that these days.
Abs?
Throwing their abs on.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
I already got a little something going on back up over
All right.
I might need it though. I got a 6-pack, but it ain't abs though.
That shit in the freezer.
Yeah, they in the refrigerator.
This is that we got. You in the fitness center? You find time to work out in your busy schedule?
You know, I haven't in about the last 2 months, but I am very fit by nature and just because I used to play sports and stuff, and so I'm naturally fit anyway. But the last 2 months, I have been slacking off only because I've been super busy. So I do need to get back in the gym.
All right, so you said in the gym. So you prefer to be in the gym or you prefer working out outdoors and shit?
I prefer to be in the gym because I just love the weights. I love to lift weights. But honestly, when I'm at home or if I'm working out outside, like I do. I like to lift weights.
I'm laughing at this shit. Just about the 6-pack.
Like, hey, women lift, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I like to lift weights. I like my definition. I like to be toned. I like to be, be cut a little bit. And just keep it soft and feminine, but still like, especially around the summertime, I'm in the gym all the time. But yeah, it's just something about the gym environment that just motivates me. When I'm just by myself outside, I can't get with it.
She said, "Fine by nature." Hey, if you watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button.
Hit the subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Hit the notification bell. Get us
to 500 tonight. 500 subscribers tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But yeah.
Oh, KT, man, I don't know about like how your winter been going, but I was not getting on that bike riding it. Bro, I woke up this morning to like 30-degree weather. Like, who about to get on the bike? Not me, but
it's like 40 over here. But I ain't riding, and there's too much hills around here. With that wind gonna be out. No, I can't do it. Bro.
I don't even want to go outside to crank my car up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go outside and do nothing. Like, shit.
You got any this or that? Nene, that what they call you in the comments?
You know.
It's in the comments. Nene got the wine on deck. Let me see.
So, I mean, people who really know me, Nene got that wine on deck. Yes, you know Nene always has the wine on deck. I am a wino, y'all. I listen. Business has turned me into a straight wine head. I don't know. I just feel like I'm a wine connoisseur over here now. I don't even like sweet wines anymore. My palate has changed. But
go ahead and start you a wine. Go ahead and start
I'm gonna tell you something. You ain't no real wino. You know why? Real winos be wearing sweaters in 90-degree weather. You from the South, you know how the winos be. You know,
having their hair in a bun with their sweater on. Look like they just woke up 10 minutes ago. Yeah, that's
a wino, and they voice be real raspy all the time. They voice be real raspy. I went to the store. That's a wino. You ain't no wino. You just a wine connoisseur. Let's say it like that.
Oh, shout out to Andy again. Cash App $1409 podcast. Support the boy.
Andy is linking y'all, baby. Donation. I feel like donation. Okay.
She be showing love. Houston in general be showing love, but she really be showing love.
I love my city, man. With so many people here in Houston. And the women here, let me tell you, I feel like the women here are on a takeover. I'm no disrespect to all the men out there that is doing their thing, but women in Houston are on a takeover right now. The women are straight beasting right now.
Yeah.
Already.
Y'all doing y'all thing out there.
Shout out to Girl Boss Sweets, you know what I'm saying?
Girl Boss Sweets.
3033 Chimney Rock Road, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You got any more this or that? I don't have that.
I got one more question. When you gonna start doing these Impeccable Beauty pop-up shops? You know what I'm saying? So these women can come in and go ahead and get their makeup done, and you make a good little bag for the day.
We used to do those a lot before COVID. We used to have Impeccable Beauty beauty bar pop-ups, but I don't think I'm going to do it with Impeccable Beauty anymore. I think we're going to do it with the MUA Club now, since it's so many things that I can offer, so many artists with that with that brand. I think I have so much fun. It'll be very interactive and very multi-dimensional when it comes to pop-up shops with that brand. So I'm looking forward to more of with the MUA Club than I am with pop-up shops with Impeccable Beauty. Because right now, Impeccable Beauty is so educational focused. It's me just teaching a lot of classes, teaching women how to do their makeup, teaching artists, my technique and my skill set. But that's basically what I do with Impeccable Beauty most of the time right now with all this COVID stuff going on. But I'm looking forward to the MUA Club and doing pop-up shops with that. And trust me, it's coming, but I'm a person that before I do something, it has to be right, because I'm all into brand experience and client experience, and so I'm not just going to put it out there just to do it.
Yeah.
That's dope. All right, so you from Houston. You know how many guests we had from Houston? I can't even count them. It's crazy.
Really?
It got to be like 20 already, and we got 80 episodes. At least 20 of them with people from Houston.
On our show, I think it's more than that, bro.
More than that. Damn.
Like Houston, like, man, Houston really been showing love, and like what it do from this side, like it really open. Cause like South Carolina, one thing I love South Carolina. I'm from South Carolina, but a lot that happens with South Carolina, a lot of people are like small minded when it comes to business, and like what the podcast been doing on this side has really been like opening people's minds, and like, bro, you don't know how many times people come up to me, bro, like, episode such and such was so dope. I sat there and watched it, and I learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's really like doing the thing. It's speaking for itself, man. So like Houston really been showing love, man. Appreciate everybody in Houston. I think it's more than 20 people from Houston that been on the show already.
It's gonna be more than 20 if it ain't.
Yeah. If it ain't, we gonna get them tonight. No, just
Go ahead and plug your business ventures in one more time. You know what I'm saying? Before we wrap this thing up, Miss Nene. With the wine on deck.
With the wine on deck. All right, y'all. So hey, what's up? I'm Nicole from Houston, Texas. I'm the owner of Impeccable Beauty Makeup Artistry, which is a concierge makeup artist brand here in Houston, servicing bridal clients as well as other lady entrepreneurs. We come to you and we get you ready for any of your events, photo shoots, and media appearances that you have in a city, no matter where you are. I'm also the owner of the MUA Club, where I help mentor and teach other makeup artists how to take their business from being a hobby to a profitable business in the beauty industry. We also host networking events for artists as a means of them building their internet work as well as finding potential clientele. And we also have a retail space for artists to build and grow their makeup artist kit. So that is what I do full time, all day, every day. So get at me if you are an artist or someone who is needing their makeup done in the city.
Monday to Sunday.
You know what I'm saying?
Sunday to Sunday.
24/8.
Already. Hey, you know you can find us, Nobody Grind Like a Network. You know what I'm saying? Always Press Record TV. That's a Houston-based network right there, but you know they global. So shout out to them. You know, we on all the other platforms, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, for your audio and things like that. Shit like that. You know, you can follow 1409 Podcast on Instagram. Subscribe to the motherfucking YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You're watching on YouTube, wherever you're watching right now. So then follow us on Facebook if you're watching us on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, go to YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube. Goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Twitter, 1409 Podcast. And, you know, you can follow me on Instagram at 843 Ambassador. Like my last 3 photos, get my algorithms up. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on a grid on this.
Hey, you gotta tell people. You gotta tell people to save your content. The save is the new thing in the algorithm. Tell them to hit the save option to save your content.
Ooh.
Oh well, save our shit on 1409 Podcast Instagram. Save the Nicole Swanson flyer, the Andy Tebow flyer, the J Rich flyer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
The Brianna flyer, you know,
Uh-huh.
Brianna Trinae. She came through.
Save the
Say
Will Roundtree
everything.
flower that we drop in tomorrow.
Yeah, save them all.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, your boy GualaMeetsWorld, you know. Matter of fact, before I get into my handle, man, check out my live interview I just did earlier tonight on FFTV Magazine 2019 on IG. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was dropping a little bit of gems and talking a little bit on that interview. So check that out. You know what I'm saying? You can follow me on IG at GualaMeetsWorld. You know where to get the music on all the major streaming platforms.
Already.
Period.
It's the 1409 podcast, and we out.
Peace.
Peace.